It's your boy Ego, and I'm back for the Vampire Stream. Oh my God. The return of the Vampire Stream. If he dies, he dies. The Vampire Stream. The Vampire Stream. The Vampire Stream. The Vampire Stream. Oh my God. Man, we got Anthony Joshua. We must talk about it on the Vampire Stream. Smash the like button. I know the haters gonna get mad because we still talking about a new media, motherfucker. The Vampire Stream. Frost. Oh my gosh. All right. About a week ago, there's a YouTube channel. I don't even know what channel, but there was an interview with Joshua. It's just Joshua and some dude, and they're in a room. They got like an iPad mini or something, and the title of the video is basically what. Hold on, let me, because I want to. I like to be on point. I like to be on point with it, so I'm gonna pull it up so I can read it verbatim. New media. I'm willing to go that extra mile for you guys, the boxing fans. All right. Anthony Joshua finally reveals why I lost to Andy Ruiz Jr. in detail. Right? Now, I seen little pieces from it. Somebody got blocked already? Oh my gosh. What the fuck you saying, dude? Speak louder. I ain't speaking louder. This is my shit on the Vampire Stream. Notice a dude with a Nigerian sounding name. The motherfucker Joshua cousin and shit. Wesley Snipes, $2 super chat. What's up, E? Explosivity. Man, we working. Ardmore, $2 super chat. I'm on my third straight work. Man, these motherfuckers is deaf. Straight work shift, but I got you, Ego. Appreciate it. Man, make that money. He said he couldn't hear me. Yeah, you heard when the shooters came for you. Yeah, I heard. I know you heard that. When them shooters came. When them shooters came and the lights went dark. All right. So anyway, Joshua did this interview. I seen bits and pieces of it in pull quotes, but I was just eating. And I was like, let me check this. It was on my home screen. So I was like, let me watch it. Oh my God. I started watching this. This shit is worse than I thought. Like literally, this shit is really worse than I thought. Man, I'm picking Ruiz for Joe. I got to pick Ruiz in the rematch. See, first of all, Joshua, he don't sound accepting of the loss. See, this is my problem with what I've seen with Joshua. He's too inconsistent. He's too inconsistent to the point where you don't know what he's saying that he actually believes because he's saying too many different things. So when he first lost, he was acting like humble in defeat. Oh, Ruiz, he kicked my ass and he was the better man. And then now, shout out to Hamza. Man, we round the clock. Look. Shout out to Hamza. Oh my God. $5 super chat. Let me see if he left a message. Let me see if he left a message. Hamza said, keep up the good work, bro. Loving the content. My guy. Hamza is always supportive of the channel. He leaves great content. Shout out to my dude. So I start watching this, and Joshua's explaining the loss. And, man, actually, you know what? Let me Let me TiVo this. Let me take it back. First things, this is what I noticed. I got big eyes for a reason. I got big eyes for a reason. Do you smell what the Rock is good? Look, I got big eyes for a reason, right? I see a lot. So let me back the train up and hold on. I feel like I'm competing with this music. Hold on. All right, bussin'. All right. One thing that I noticed is Joshua, for a heavyweight boxer, he seems to be almost like he fancies, like he want to be Jake Paul or Logan Paul or something, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying he's not a fight. He can fight. He's an athlete. He's a good fighter. But he seems almost more concerned with, like he Michael B. Jordan or something. You feel what I'm saying? Like, he wants to. Deontay Wilder said it best. He said, "Oh my God, a lot of people, they see you, they like, you a heavyweight," and I tell people all the time, I'd rather be the part than look the part. Joshua, see, he seems like he rather look the part than be the part. That's just my opinion. So Wilder, he dropped the gym when he said that. Oh my God, I'm so frustrated. A lot of people said you can't be a heavyweight. You must be a basketball player or something. And I tell them, I'd rather be the part than look the part. Joshua seemed like he rather look the part. Like this is a movie, like Creed. You see, there's no ramification. Michael B. Jordan can get swole as fuck. You do that in a real boxing ring and get too swole, and you finna get stopped. Ivan Drago or Victor Drago or whoever the fuck he was, he will stop your ass. You just bulking up for no reason and shit. Muscles don't mean shit in boxing. So anyway, just look at what Joshua does. Joshua does stuff that I don't really see other people, especially heavyweights, do. And it's like he has a vlog. A vlog. He's like, oh yeah, MTV Cribs, come check out this gym. And he's doing first of all, why are you training? You're fighting in New York. Why are you training in Miami? That's what I'm saying. What are you doing, bro? He don't understand it out here. There's no bearing. Why would you train in Miami unless you had some deep connection, like you went to a certified gym? You didn't even do that. You didn't go to an established gym. Anthony Joshua made his gym a makeshift gym out of a small airport hangar or some shit. So he's doing a vlog and getting shit spray painted. And you wonder why you lose to Andy Ruiz. Why are you getting shit spray painted on the wall? You're not even from America. Why would you do all that for a training camp? Which is what I said, 7 reasons. Underestimating. Why are you getting graffiti? Who cares about any of that shit? Me, I care more about the message than anything. You see me. Sometimes I be having shit in the background and shit, moving shit around, and I care more about. I do a stream in a room. I don't have to get all like dolled up and shit and put I don't have to do that. That's just me personally. I care more about the message I'm delivering on my channel. Edgar Camacho, I made an observation. E-GOAT. Dillian White went into the Rivas fight without his signature bald head, and learned that the BBBOC didn't allow him to cut his hair after the failed drug test. I didn't know that. I mean, I seen he had hair, but I didn't know you couldn't cut your hair. Man, where that B sample? Shout out to you on that comment. That's a good observation. Maybe they do a hair follicle test. I don't know. AJ using American swag to appear tough. He know UK culture ain't raw like that. I'm sure UK got some, because they got knivings and shit. You got to be pretty hardcore to stab somebody. That's up close and personal. But they got shit like that out there. So I'm sure they got some grimy, gully, gritty shit. But he is using American culture. Sorry. I just ate and I had like something. That man said G shit. No squares in my circle. G shit, cuz. What? So anyway, you made this makeshift gym. And like, that's what I'm saying. Joshua's like, he's on some, like, to me, he seems like diva, like a Disney princess. Like he wants to be, like, I don't know. It's like Hollywood. It's like he gone too Hollywood about it. You know what I'm saying? The money's cool. Floyd Mayweather, He be in the doghouse. I've been in Mayweather gym several times. That should be hot as fuck. It's not. They don't be getting new graffiti and all this shit, extra shit. They be having doghouse rules where you got to fight on some gladiator shit until somebody quit. You know. And he said G shit. He don't even know what he talking about. That's what I'm saying, bro. He don't understand American culture. It's not like that. But just look at it. Just tell me I'm lying. Anthony Joshua made this makeshift gym in a warehouse. Edgar Camacho, shout out to you. AJ against Povetkin showed up and he didn't have his signature fresh cut. Did he perhaps fail a drugs test leading to the fight? Just speculation, bro. I mean, I'm not going to really dive down that lane because I can't, I don't know. Because if they hit it, then they hit it. And nobody knew about it. So I don't do a bunch of like conspiracy theories personally. But to be honest, I don't think some of these UK dudes give a fuck about haircuts. Again, it's the culture, They trying to grow the black dudes be trying to grow their hair like Ricky Hatton. They be having like a nappy Ricky Hatton. I don't know. Honestly, I just don't think they care about haircuts like that. Like it's not as ingrained. Like, man, if you live in the inner city in America and you black and you don't got no fresh cut and you try to go to the club, you finna get roasted. Bitches will roast you, not just dudes. Dudes are gonna roast you no matter what. So that's a given. But females are roasting. I'm like, I ain't giving you my number. Your hair looking like Samuel L. Jackson. Hell nah. That's the worst thing ever. You try to pop at a female in here. Like, damn, bitch, I don't look that bad. You try to pop at a female. That's the worst. When she just hit you with that sound effect, just beatbox. He said the nappy Hatton. I'm just too honest. I gotta chill because I'm just being too. There's only one nappy Hatton. These motherfuckers got that nappy Hatton. That's it. They don't care, bro. The UK fighter, I seen it. I'm talking about black fighters. Man, Bay Area bitches will roast your ass. Even the bops, they finna roast your stupid ass. You ain't got no lineup, or if your shoes is dusty, or if you musty, man, you'll get embarrassed out in the Bay. Don't come to the Bay, bro. If you ain't, your game ain't tight. You know what I'm saying? Don't do it. Motherfuckers coming out with Schmucker's jelly and shit on their white tee, wearing a 6X white tee with Schmucker's grape jelly. Get your stupid ass. Don't try to get at nobody. You better go to the liquor store. The liquor stores out here. We got shirts and shit. You better get you a liquor store fit. I've done it before. See, man, come on. I'll tell you about this Bay shit, bro. The Bay Area liquor stores, they got T-shirts and hats. You can pull off a little fit, a little liquor store. Man, give me that fit for Henny in that shirt and that hat. Like, motherfucker, I've went to real functions with a liquor store fit and pulled. Motherfucker, I was feeling it with that liquor store fit. They got V-necks. What you want? Man, the freshest liquor store fits you've ever seen, bro. He said that pro club at the liquor store. Facts. My dude know, man, that pro club be having you right. Especially if you in a little bit of shape. Like when I was working out, I just had that black pro club shirt on. I'll just be like this. Hey, I looked like a little bit of something, you know what I'm saying? With a liquor store shirt on, just. You can't get too cocky because it is a liquor store fit, but man, them liquor store fits will save your ass. Come out to the Bay, Death Row East. So anyway, I don't know about no green do-rags and the shit Joshua be wearing. He be wearing green do-rag. Where you get that at? That motherfucker bought a box of family-sized Lucky Charms and the shit opened up and rainbows and shit shot out and a green do-rag. Motherfucker had a green do-rag. Where you get that? Motherfucker got a green do. I ain't never seen that shit. Like you look like a Ninja Turtle. You look like a hood ass Ninja Turtle. You nigga Angelo. Like, oh, there's Donatello Raphael. Who's that? Oh, that's the new turtle. That's nigga Angelo. Like, who the fuck is nigga Angelo, bro? Like, wait, motherfucker, he don't even have a weapon and shit. Motherfucker got dice and shit. Some Black and Milds. Man, get nigga Angelo out the fucking way. Shredder will shred his ass. Shredder gonna beat that ass. Motherfucker got dice and shit. And some Newports. Get him Black and Milds and shit. Get him the fuck up out here. Motherfucker got a do-rag. You gonna put the money underneath. Man, stop. Man, who the fuck is nigga Angelo? Stop playing with me, dog. Fake ass Ninja Turtle, that shit. Nah, that's nigga Angelo. Motherfucker eating pizza and shit, smoking a blunt. Turtle power. Some good ass pizza. Y'all trying to hit the club, get some of this pussy. Get nigga Angelo about to fucking mix, motherfucker. He don't even have, the other turtles got like sais and sticks and nunchucks, and nigga Angelo got a burner. His motherfucker just came with a pistol. He got that Glock 45 for your ass. Nigga Angelo just, where Shredder at? Where Bebop and Rocksteady? Like, damn, he just got that 45. Nigga Angelo a thug, bro. Motherfucker got thug life on his shell. Ugh. He said they got a 4 look. This shit these vampire streets be too lit. He said he got a 4 Loco. That's what I'm saying. He drunk, trying to apprehend Shredder and Krang. What is that Shredder? Nigga Angelo. Motherfucker Krang going crazy and shit. We would have got away if nigga Angelo. Where Krang? These vampire streets be too funny, bruh. He said he got that Draco, bro. That's what I'm saying. He retelling the story. Man, I came up, seen Shredder, shot that nigga. Bow, 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 bow. He telling them Soldier Boy stories and shit. Bow, shot that nigga. Bow, bow, bow. Nigga Angelo been to prison and shit. Get him out of here. He got a green do-rag. Ain't this a bitch? He cussing out Splinter for being a rat. Hey, this motherfucker on some Tekashi 6ix9ine. Splinter a rat. Like, hey, get your Dorico act. Like, hey, calm down. That's Master Splinter. Anyway, just listen. Joshua seems like diva, like prima donna about it. Hollywood. For example, he did you supposed to be fighting Gerald Big Baby Miller, and he on big baby drugs or whatever he did, right? The G14 classified. So that gets canceled. You scramble, and Eddie Hearn scrambles. Hey, see this. Listen, see, I got some. I'm about to break this shit down. Hold on. That's another thing that's faulty about Eddie Hearn, in my opinion. That shows the character. That shows the lack of kind of integrity. Andy Ruiz saved your ass, and you trying to, I don't want to use the R word, but you trying to hit him with that no Vaseline. You trying to hit it like he saved your ass. Andy Ruiz, you to me, I understand sport. You don't want Joshua to lose, and it's a possibility. But come on, you owe it better than give Andy Ruiz $9 million. He saved your ass. Al Heyman saved your ass, because the other options that were floating around for Joshua to fight were horrible. They were horrible, and they would have all been less desired fights than even the Andy Ruiz. The only good one was Luis Ortiz, and Eddie Hearns couldn't land the deal, right? But the Trevor Bryan, AJ, Michael Hunter, the Deer Hunter, all these people, man, nobody's trying to see. Otto Wallen, he was the person. Nobody's trying to see none of that. You feel me? So that's, to me, you owe more to Andy Ruiz than to give him $9 million. Like, Jenny Jacobs just got more than that to fight Canelo. We talking about heavyweights, and we talking about Andy Ruiz has a whole country fucking with him on top of America. You know, he got Mexican Americans, just Americans in general. You know, he got people from Mexico rooting for him. You know you're doing wrong. So that's that. But anyway, Joshua seems Hollywood. Here's why. The vlog and all this shit. He gave me a copyright strike. Man, what? You know, oh, it's my clip. Ego, you know, snitched on me. But here, block Marco. Fuck what you talking about. Nobody cares. Your opinion don't matter. What? That's how I know you weak. You got ass. That's the first 3 letters in your last name. Assini. You got ass in your last name. You not fucking with me, bro. The first 3 letters of your last name is ass. That's what you are. Ass. Booty. Booty juice. That motherfucking name is ass. That's all that need to be said. Get your ass up out of here. You motherfucker asthmatic and shit. Get him out of here. His name was Ass Any. Listen, stop coming at me if you got them goofy ass names and shit, bro. I don't care if it's your real name, change the shit. Do like Prince, become a symbol. Just be a symbol. If your name is Ass Any, that sound weird, bro. Motherfucker, you're a prisoner and your inmate, you got the little name and shit, and they say Ass Any. Yeah, they gonna put something in assy and shit, bro. Stop. Don't go to prison with that name. Motherfuckers is not playing. J-Bo gonna have you. Never mind. Let me stop. Motherfucker. I know they mad. They know I done the livest gates. They see the super chats. They know I'm speaking the most facts. Yeah, I play trumpet. Get him, the Pied Piper. Get all these dudes out of here. You know, what was that dude? Galati. What was his name? Was something Galani. Yeah, get him out of here too. I remember all these motherfuckers. They want to hate so bad. It's okay. They know I be doing it live. We be having fun, man. Smash the like button. It's free. Support the channel. Yeah. Ass Any. Man, get Ass Any out of here. You ain't getting no bitches like that. What's your name? Yeah, they call me fucking Ass Any. Like Ass Any. Spell it. A-S. All right. We're done. I have a man. Like, you gonna get rejected right then and there because your name is Ass Any. We gonna get in your ass, you know. Pause. Pay the man. So they just want to delay the message, and this shit is fun. So this is what Joshua. Okay, so beyond the vlog, you know, you have a late night replacement or whatever, or a late minute replacement is a better word, right? He did a vlog after he lost, sitting by a window like he's Carl Thomas and shit. My summer rain, like, bro, you look like a bad boy R&B artist. He's sitting by my loss, why I lost, you know. Emotional Carl Thomas looking at, bro. Why are you sitting by a window pane telling us why you lost? Like, you couldn't be in a more natural, like, setting. Like, you got like lights and shit. Like, man, come on. This motherfucker got 3-point lighting. Like, he on Dateline and shit. Just weird. None of it feels natural. So then he said, oh yeah, I'll fight Ruiz. You know, Ruiz. I'll fight him in New York again. Go back to the scene of the crime. That's what he said. He said he'll go back to the scene of the crime. But now the scene of the crime wasn't Saudi Arabia. What are you talking about? He said, oh yeah, go back to the scene of the crime. The scene of the crime, they got whole different crimes in Saudi Arabia. What are you talking about? So that was another indication. Oh my gosh. Big D London, block him. It's the same dude. I don't give a fuck about no accent, dog. Block him. This man's name is Big D. They big mad. That's what you are. You forgot the M-A. You big mad. Put the M-A before the D. You big mad. Get the fuck up out of here. Oh my gosh. They can't beat me. The motherfuckers try to out heckle me. What? They try to belittle me, little me. Like, oh my gosh. Haters always got the weirdest name. Ass Any. That's probably Ass Any and shit. He brought his ass back in in here. Shit. All right. So he doing these vlogs. Oh, why I lost. And then now, about a week ago, he got another vlog style. Anthony Joshua finally reveals why I lost to Andy Ruiz Jr. in detail. Bro, didn't you do a vlog by the window pane and you told us why you lost? You said my loss from my perspective, right? Now you're saying Anthony Joshua finally reveals why I lost to Andy Ruiz Jr. Now, I question you this. I pose this question for you guys. Name one other fucking fighter that loses no matter what the circumstances, what the outcome is, especially in the heavyweight division, where they even explain why they lost on in a dedicated video, bro. This sounds like damage control bullshit. Why do you have to have a whole isolated video documenting why you lost? To me, that in itself seems very like Hollywood. Name somebody else that the motherfuckers get their ass beat every day, B. Niggas get knocked out every day, B. Killer. Nobody else does that. Like, Keith Thurman just lost. I didn't see no fucking Keefy one-time Thurman, why I lost, and then a follow-up video talking about, oh, this is why I lost to Pacquiao. Nobody else is doing this. Nobody else is making dedicated videos trying to. So to me, that shows kind of the mental frailty in Joshua's psyche. Because why do you have to even explain? We know why you lost. Andy Ruiz beat you. There's nothing to even explain. But then I started watching it because, I try to give everything a fair shake. He said AJ gonna. I hate Abram. Abram is, hey, you a fool. He said AJ gonna make a documentary of his first loss. I'm so fucking done. He said a doc. Bro, watch this thing and he's explaining why he lost. And you should hear what he's saying. It sounds, man, it's worse than I thought. He blaming Ruiz and, the hot dog salespeople in the concession stand.
In every aspect of the training. I walk in the door, me and your trainers.
2.5 million hours.
Man, what the fuck?
By dozens of...
Hold on.
Is there still a part of you obviously that knows, alright,
Bro.
the fight that I need to fight to beat Ruiz.
Oh my God.
More than catch errors. With Grammarly, you can find really good.
I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Pushed on 100%. I would have shot. Did you think, okay, I have to be pretty careful with what I throw because he wants to return immediately? I have to set my shots up in a way that whatever I throw out, I know if something comes back, I'm ready to defend. Then it humbles the fighter.
Bro, he's explaining.
I'm not sure if he comes out with more velocity, but he definitely starts letting his power. Debut in New York, the crowd's booing. Did you remember that? I don't remember that.
Okay, listen. Man, he says so much. He says, okay, this is what he just said. He said that he was in the fight. Bro, tell me if this sounds mentally strong. Just listen. Block Johnson. Oh, shit, the shooters is quick. Whew. Hey, I'm scared of Icy. That motherfucker clapped him ASAP. Like, his comment hit the screen and he was clapped. Oh, my gosh. Listen, they mad, bro. Why they so mad? Old media is dead. All right. He said, I can't stand watching this interview. Bro, just listen to this. Tell me if this sounds. Listen, see, this is when I say this stuff. People say, "Oh, yeah, you're biased and all this." So I'm gonna empower you guys to let me know what you feel. If you feel different than me, that's fine. We can hash it out. We can talk about it. I'm telling you my opinion, my loss, my opinion. No, I'm telling you my opinion. Tell me if this sounds mentally strong. He says in round 2 or round 2 or 3, he fighting Ruiz, and then he heard the crowd booing. Bro, he said he heard the crowd booing. So what fighter is just in there in a heavyweight fight, right? In a heavyweight fight and listening to the crowd boos and influenced by that at this level, a gold medalist, an elite level person. Who? He blaming on the crowd booing. I ain't never heard of no shit. I ain't never heard no heavy. Let's like Lennox Lewis is like, oh yeah, Hasim Rahman knocked me out. I heard a boo, and the next thing I know, I'm on the ground, bro. He booed me. Like, man, I ain't never heard. Listen.
Round, I heard the crowd booing.
What?
Like trying to apply some pressure or something like that.
Yeah. In the second round, I heard the crowd booing. You remember that?
I don't remember that.
Someone told me there was a fight going on in the arena. That's why. Debut in New York, the crowd's booing.
Hey, so and going back to the corner after the second round.
Man, who is this host, bro? And he trying to agree with everything Joshua. Oh, that explains. Man, the crowd booing. Man,
That's in your head. You're thinking.
he said that's in your head. So you blaming the crowd from Madison Square Garden, bro? It's over. It's over, dog. First of all, they said the UK came out 13,000 strong. So why the fuck are your own people booing? Because that's what was there. They said 13 million UK fans flew out. Right? So why would your own people be booing? You said you had this large pre-sale. Bro, it's over. All this dumb shit don't make sense. Remember AJ versus whatever sold a pre-sale record? That's what Eddie Hearn told us. And that's what the reports came, the press release. They said he set a pre-sale record. So you set a pre-sale record. The people paid all this stuff. They couldn't wait for tickets to go on sale and then finally get there just to boo the main event. Bro, this sound crazy. You talking about the people in Madison Square Garden. Then you say you had 13,000 Brits fly out. And you talking about, he booed me. This is crazy. He's like, heard the crowd booing. So you really ain't, Ruiz, he ain't shit to you. He coming to knock you out and you just listening to crowds and shit.
That's in your head. You're thinking.
Listen.
Correct.
He said correct.
Before Wilder knocked out Brazil in the first round.
Look.
Correct. And especially the week before Wilder knocked out Brazil in the first round. I'll fight 2 weeks after. So let's go and handle business. Do you know what I mean? If I don't want to let the people down, I could cruise this fight. 6 rounds. The beef wasn't cooked yet.
Bro, he's making excuses. This is sad, bro. He said the crowd booed. Wilder had fought, which was one of the 7 reasons before the fight. I said the pressure because Wilder just had a sensational performance in New York, and he's fighting in New York 2 weeks after, right? He said the crowd booed, plus Wilder had a good performance, and I heard the boos, so let's go out here and handle business. He said I could have basically defeated him easy. He said I could have cruised to it easily, but I was trying to put on a show. Man, this sounds crazy to me. So basically he said the beef wasn't cooked. So basically you could have made it an easy fight for 6 rounds and then, just turned it up on the boy and that's it. But you were trying to put on a show for the crowd. Stop, bro. Man, this sounds bad. The beef wasn't cooked yet. This sounds bad. Just watch it. So you heard the crowd boo and that influenced why you fought how you fought. But allegedly the crowd was supposed to be full of your own people. He said he heard the crowd boo away from the nosebleed. Man, I don't know what he talking about. Man, it gets worse. Like he said some bad stuff in here.
The beef was still being seasoned.
This round is like one of the most dramatic rounds in the history of boxing. So we have a beautiful right uppercut, left hook. And at that point, it seemed like, okay, you're such a good killer that immediately after he gets up and he's counted.
Listen to the host kissing his ass.
After him, you land a good right hand, snaps his head back. And it looks like the writing's on the wall. We've seen this however many times. It looks like it's there. And then it almost seems like on autopilot, he whips out a left hook, roll left hook.
Correct. And the first left hook catches me on the chin, which was fine. Then as he's gone under again, it's the one that caught me behind the head. And that's when all systems kind of shut off. At the same time, it's boxing, so either you're going to know how to ride that punch or you're going to suffer the consequences. And from that shot onwards, it was really difficult for me to get back in the fight.
Do you remember how you felt? Because those big shots, definitely, like your head kind of jumbles, your brain kind of like still trying to recalibrate. Do you remember how it felt?
The fight that I need to fight to beat Ruiz, I should be switched on 100.
Bro, he did. The dude said, "Do you remember how it felt when you got hurt, when you got hit?" Right? He said, "The fight I need to fight to beat what's her name?" What? You didn't even answer the question. Block ELVTD. That sounds like an STD. Block him. This motherfucker got VTD. That sounds like a STD. Like, man, it burns on IP. I got that VTD. Man, get VTD the fuck out of here. Thank you. We talking boxing. He talking about my eyebrows. Get him the fuck out of here. I'm surprised the shooters missed that. Motherfucker got that VTD. Bro, he just said, did you hear what he said? He says, "Oh, what were you, how'd you feel?" And he said, "The fight I need to fight to beat Ruiz." You didn't, he just avoided the whole question. Listen.
I should be switched on 100.
Listen.
It's really difficult for me to get back in the fight.
Do you remember how you felt? Because those big shots, definitely, like your head kind of scrambles, your brain's kind of like.
He said, "Remember how you felt."
Do you remember how it felt?
The fight that I need to fight to beat Ruiz, I should be switched on 100%. And with the shot that I had taken, where I switched off part of my system, I knew I was fighting at 80%. And I knew that it was just going to be a bit of an uphill struggle. So mentally, I just know that I had to kind of keep myself in the fight and not trying to overexert myself. I've been here before with better fighters where it's been a bit of a...
See, he disrespecting Ruiz. He said, "I've been here before with better fighters." Styles make fights. It don't matter who you think is better. Styles make fights. Andy Ruiz had that kryptonite.
Which makes it.
Listen.
Then round one came and everything looked fine.
Listen.
So let's go for it. Usually when the ring announcer's announcing you, you don't look quite like that, which was a little bit just within yourself. Do you remember how you felt?
No pressure. There's no gain. There's no gain from me. I'm in America. I'm not being told to go there. It's not mandatory. We've just gone there because we wanted to do big things in boxing. And the good thing is, even though any of my fights you come to, or what I've learned, even though I lost that.
Man, YouTube is tripping. I don't know if y'all can hear me. Can y'all hear me? If y'all can hear me, put your twos up. Man, this YouTube is crazy. That's it. I don't even know what happened. I don't know I didn't, nothing wrong on my end. All right, we gonna keep running. Anyway, let's just jam through this because I don't know what that was about. But what is the last thing y'all heard from AJ? So basically, AJ said he had no real gain fighting Ruiz. Horrible. Bro. He said he had no real gain to fight Ruiz. There were basically there's no purpose.
I could be sitting here now and it wouldn't have meant as much to me as what it's going to mean to me to train for the rematch.
Were you aware of looking like that?
No.
It's mad.
Just felt so relaxed. Like, I know what I'm capable of doing.
Yeah. I was watching it and I was thinking,
Bro, it doesn't sound, I don't know.
The thing is, even though any of my fights you come to and what I've learned,
It don't sound like Josh was being honest. Point blank, period. It don't sound like he's being honest. He said, were you aware that you looked like shook? Like, you look like that. He said, no, I wasn't. He said, I wasn't aware. He said, because I felt so good. I felt so relaxed. We all seen the video. We all seen the pictures. Did he look relaxed? Did he look relaxed? That's what I need to know. He said he felt so good and he felt so relaxed. Come on, man. Like, see, that's what I'm saying. It's like Joshua's reading cue cards. And whoever's telling him to say this, or if he's thinking it, it just looks bad. If you're shook, there's no way you can't fake that. When people are nervous, you can't fake stuff like that. So that's the playing with your mouthpiece and laying on the ropes before the fight, and then after you get stopped. All this is an indication in the body. Like, listen, okay, put it this way. I've taken public speaking classes, or had a public speaking, teacher, or, someone who came in to give, like, for an English class or something, to tell you how to become a better public speaker, right? I've been through, like, basically public speaking seminars. The shit that the public speaking, professor tells you wouldn't be to exhibit any of the body language. They tell you stuff like, don't tap your feet and don't do too much with your hands because that'll draw attention away from what you're saying, this, that, and the third. They wouldn't tell you to intentionally do the things that Joshua was doing. Keep fidgeting with your mouthpiece. This is not good body language. This is not the body language that if your opponent is ready to hurt you in the corner, looking at you, how he looked did not look like something like he was relaxed, like he's claiming. Period. So you can't, this is just a bad look for Joshua. That's it. This is a terrible look because he can say this, but nobody believes it. Who really believes he was so calmly relaxed that he was playing with his mouthpiece and everyone on his team looked melancholy and solemn, like they were walking out to the electric chair? Like, why would you look like that? It doesn't justify that. And he said, were you aware that you look like this? I've seen you in past fights and you didn't really look like this. Were you aware that you look like this? Joshua said, no, I wasn't, because I felt good. I felt relaxed. Then he goes on to say, fighting Andy Ruiz, I gained nothing. So he's basically saying he didn't want to be there. This sounds horrible. So he said, I don't want to fight. He literally said, I don't want to fight Ruiz in this interview. He said, I don't want to fight Ruiz. It's not road to Ruiz. This is supposed to be road to Wilder, road to undisputed. I don't want to fight Ruiz. I have no gain. Now he's talking about he's so motivated for the rematch. I can't buy it. I can't buy it. So you basically have to lose in an embarrassing fashion in an American debut and let yourself down or your team or whatever blemish your record just to now be focused on Andy Ruiz. So doesn't this, bro, Joshua there's no way he can explain himself out of it. It's just they've said too much. It just is what it is. He said he did not underestimate Andy Ruiz Jr. So now you're saying there was no gain to fight Andy Ruiz Jr. And basically you're saying you weren't motivated and you heard the crowd booing and all this extra shit. So that sounds like you were underestimating him. So if you're saying something far left and you're saying something far right, how are they both accurate? There's no way they can talk themselves out of it. If you pay attention to what they said, Eddie Hearn, Anthony Joshua, it don't make sense. You know, just listen to the story. Oh, it was physio. Oh, I had a lion in the camp. And then Eddie's back. Oh, yeah, it was a physio scar. Bro, block David Mason. Get him out of here. I don't care. You know? So I could understand maybe if what he said in here, he hadn't previously said he didn't underestimate Andy Ruiz. You have to, at this point, a block by Lao Shah. Oh my God, my shooter's on point. This is the second time soliciting. Nobody give a fuck what you talking about on your channel. You go put up ads in the Sunday paper in the classifieds. Anyway, damn, they just don't want the message out, but we still talking about it. You know, they doing anything to cause distractions. So again, I could at least understand if you didn't say one of the two things, but the fact that you have said two things or three things or four things, there's no way it'll make sense at this point. None. There's no way you can make sense of it. You can't say you didn't underestimate Andy Ruiz, but then now you're saying 2 months later, you're saying, oh, I didn't want to fight him. Why should I fight him? You know, I was thinking about Wilder. Then that sounds like you underestimated him. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't have it both ways. It's that simple. You know, it's that simple. So if you actually were honest and admitted to your fans or whatever, if you admitted, hey, you know, I didn't think he was that good. I underestimated him, right? Then I could at least understand, even though it's a bullshit excuse, I could understand that. Be like, okay, you know, he got the best of me. I didn't think he was that good. Okay, because you actually copped to something. But Joshua wants to have this skate-free image where he's not copping to anything, and then he's saying everything. It doesn't work like that. Listen.
No, I lost that fight. It's still a massive defining moment in my career. Every fight that I think you come to in life, you will always leave with something to cherish. But this fight, in terms of what it meant, there was no real gain in it. So beating Ruiz, I could be sitting here now and it wouldn't have meant as much to me as what it's going to mean to me to train for the rematch.
Were you aware?
So he's saying there's no gain to fight Ruiz. So to keep an undefeated record and keep your belts, there's no gain. Bro, how does that make any sense? I'm lying. He says to defeat Ruiz, it really meant nothing and there was no real gain. Yes, because you wouldn't have looked bad. You would have got another knockout on your resume or another victory. You would have kept your belts. You would have kept your unblemished, undefeated record. What do you mean it didn't mean anything? How does that make sense? That's like me saying, okay, my car note, let's say I don't pay my car note for two months and they repo my shit. And I'm like, oh yeah, that car didn't mean anything. But it obviously meant something if I now can't get to work or, you know, I now can't drive around. So Don't you trying to flip it to make it look like it's some good shit. Ain't nobody want to get their car repoed. You know what I'm saying? That's just, come on. He said it didn't mean anything. Yeah, it meant you would have been undefeated still. It meant you would have, you wouldn't have lost the public's faith in the Wilder fight. Nobody even cares about the Wilder fight because they have to see you conquer Andy Ruiz first. You get what I'm saying? So what do you mean it meant nothing? He's not. See, I give it to Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn, I think, is like probably educated. I don't know what his school background, if he went to college or whatever. But AJ just don't got it in terms of being cunning and quick and clever quips and like vocabulary. He just doesn't have that. He doesn't have that sharpness to him. Eddie Hearn at least has that because I think he's probably well educated. His dad was rich and stuff. Probably had a good background, good schooling, so he knows how to like pacify, whether he's telling the truth or not. He knows how to speak. Joshua, it always sounds so flat and it always sounds so forced, and I don't think he's the sharpest knife in the drawer in that, in delivering the message type shit. But you can't have it both ways. You talking about it meant nothing to beat Ruiz. Yeah, it would have meant you're still undefeated and you still would have the large AJ versus Wilder payday to look forward to, or Tyson Fury, right? It would have meant you're staying undefeated with no losses. It would have meant you kept all your belts. Now he's trying to spin it and look like he had to lose to get motivated to fight Ruiz again. That's ass backwards. That's like Floyd losing to Maidana and be like, oh, now that's what I needed, Now I'm motivated to beat Maidana. Floyd's motivated to beat Maidana both times. Ward's, he didn't need to lose to Kovalev to get motivated for the second fight. So to me, this is like a failed logic from Anthony Joshua. Very flawed logic. Then he's saying he heard the crowd boo in the second round. Really? Like and he's like, bro, he's basically underestimating Andy Ruiz again. Because he keeps saying in this interview, he said 9 times out of 10, if you put me and Ruiz in a machine, I beat him. That was just his night. So he's saying the one night he can beat me, he beat me. And then he's also saying, he basically doesn't think Andy Ruiz is that good. But this is a flawed logic, and I'm going to break it down. If y'all want me to break it down, can I get a hell yeah? And let's get the likes up. This is why it's a flawed logic, people. We could do a little bit better on the likes. Smash the like button. All right, let's get the likes up a little bit more. We're not doing bad. All right, so here's why it's a flawed logic. First of all, you don't have to lose to get. So why do we have people like Mayweather, Marciano, Joe Calzaghe, people who are retired undefeated? You don't have to lose in order to remain. Errol Spence hasn't lost. It's not like, I had to lose to Sean Porter because I didn't respect Sean Porter. I was thinking about Terrence Crawford. Imagine if Terrence Crawford or Errol Spence said some shit like that. Like Terrence Crawford loses to Mean Machine and says, I was thinking about Errol Spence. I didn't want to fight Igis Kavalavagus. It sounds horrible. That's for a grown man to make an excuse like that. That sounds horrible. If Errol Spence loses to Sean Porter hypothetically, and he says, that's because I was looking past Sean Porter. Then that sounds like you underestimated him. How can you look past someone and say, I don't want to fight this guy, but then you don't classify that as you underestimated them? So Joshua, there is no way he is telling the truth. None, because he said polar opposite. He said he did not underestimate Andy Ruiz, but now he's saying virtually he did underestimate Andy Ruiz because he was looking past him at Wilder. That's his latest excuse. So there's no way both of those make sense. And this happens far too often with Team Joshua. But anyway, let me tell you why this is failed logic. Smash the like button. This is why it's failed logic. Is because first of all, you don't have to lose to Ruiz. If he wasn't shit, then and you beat him 9 out of 10 times, then you handle bit. That's like Jermell Charlo losing to Jorge Cota, and then saying, "Oh man, I didn't want to fight him. I wanted to fight Tony Harrison." You're a professional fighter. Things come up, you know. This is not. You're not the first fighter. Tank Davis wanted to fight Abner Matas. They were doing back and forth talking. So because Abner Matas pulled out with the detached retina, he's gonna get knocked out by Hugo Ruiz. No, you have to extend your win streak, regardless of that. You know, Jermell Charlo, same thing. Because Tony Harrison pulls out, he got to lose to Jorge Cota because he didn't want to fight Jorge Cota because he wasn't the original opponent. This happens all the time. Jermall Charlo. Let's say him and Willie Monroe didn't like each other. They were going back and forth. He fails a drug test. So because he fails a drug test and you got to fight Matt Cornball, you still got to beat who's in front of you. And Joshua, of all people, should know this because he's an amateur. This happens in the amateur. People get knocked off. People get sent home. You know, people lose. Someone you think is going to win doesn't win, you know. So in the amateur, you don't necessarily know who you're fighting in all times. So you got to just be prepared for whoever's the challenge. You get what I'm saying? This is sad, man. But anyway, let me tell you about the flawed logic. He said, man, this is, you damn near have to, when you listen to Eddie Hearn and Joshua talk, you damn near have to write it down so you don't lose anything, you know? Because it's so riddled with contradictions and double talks and backtracks and stuff like that. So he said he didn't want to fight him and there's nothing to gain. Yeah, you did have something to gain. You know, everybody knows if you're winning, your stock is high. You know, if Conor McGregor beat Mayweather, you think that's the same as losing to Mayweather? Fuck no. If he would have beat Mayweather, he would have been making even more money and wouldn't have disappeared for a year because he would have been on top of the world. So we know what Joshua's saying is not true. You do have something to gain, whether you're fighting someone you want to or not. You have something to gain, your legacy, you know, continued win streak, more money, big fights. You know, people won't be counting you out and writing you off and stuff like that.
Because I know what I'm capable of doing, but in the terms of what the 1% are, they mean so much when you're at championship level boxing. Everything it meant to Ruiz winning is everything it didn't mean to me beating him.
So he's coming in at.
He said everything that it meant for Ruiz to win, it didn't mean anything for me to win. Horrible. That's a horrible logic.
110%. This is his. He's just been thrown a lifeline.
It's everything.
And he has everything to gain, absolutely nothing to lose. You have, in truth, not much to gain and everything to lose. So it's hard. When it's all said and done, you've been at the pinnacle of the sport for years, like winning the.
Listen, this host is horrible. They gotta stop. See, because this is what happens. What people, boxing fans aren't stupid. We know who knows boxing, bro. The host is just agreeing with Joshua. Oh yeah, it meant everything to Andy Ruiz. They're just making it like, okay, yeah, I'm sure it meant a lot for Andy Ruiz, but how does it not mean a lot to you to extend your win streak and do undisputed and all this shit you said you want to do? Like, who wants to lose? You get what I'm saying? Like, you talking about it just meant everything like for Andy Ruiz, but it didn't mean anything for yourself. It didn't mean anything for you to continue winning. Stop it. This was a cherry pick gone wrong. You thought shit was sweet with Andy Ruiz. Period. You know? And this host is doing horrible as well. Just trying to side with that. They need a host like Joe Budden or someone who's going to speak his mind and not really give a fuck. You know, like when him and the Migos, does it look like I'm left off bad and bougie? You know, somebody like that. You know, instead of just going, oh yeah, it just meant everything for him and it meant, really nothing for you. How does it mean nothing for Joshua and you're the big star? It should mean something to you. This is your life. This is your livelihood too. You know? But anyway, this is why it's a failed logic what Joshua is saying. He's saying 9 times out of 10 I beat Ruiz and, the meat wasn't seasoned and all this. He's saying all these like one-liners or whatever. The meat wasn't seasoned. I could have easily boxed him, but I heard the crowd booing. This is why it's flawed logic. The reality is Pandora's box is already open. You already got Andy Ruiz beating you, and you already gave him the power, in essence. He has the momentum. He has the psychological edge and advantage. So Joshua, if you listen to this interview, he starts talking about how he could have done, oh, I should have done this different and I should have done different. That logic is flawed because we don't have time machines where we can travel back in time. So the reality is what's done is done. Now you have to deal with a different potential beast, Andy Ruiz with a full camp, Andy Ruiz with the confidence of a champion. It's one thing to think it, but when you execute and you deliver on your own promises, that takes your confidence to the next level. Like in your mind, you could say, I'm going to hit 4 plates bench press, right? But until you do it, until you actually get the accomplishment, and someone videotaped it or, your friends seen it, until you actually do it and get it off your chest, then it's just a theory, it's just a thought. So Andy Ruiz might have known in his mind, like, oh, I'm championship material, but he lost with Joseph Parker, so he never lived like a champion. Now he's living like a champion. Now he knows how this feels. So Joshua has a flawed logic. He keeps talking about what he did wrong in the first fight. You got to get off of that. You're not dealing with Ruiz in a 5-week training camp as a challenger. You're dealing with a full training camp Ruiz as a champion. So he keeps making it sound like, oh, it was just like it's a one-sided affair, like only he can improve. No, that's false. It's not just you can improve. Ruiz can improve because now he's a champion. You think Ruiz, this motherfucker getting free Snickers, free food, all types of shit. Meeting with the president on Jimmy Kimmel, getting sent for, getting flued out and all this shit. Do you think he wants to give that up? Buying his mama a crib, buying a new car, buying himself a mansion. You think he's eager to give this shit up now? So you dealing with the different Ruiz as well. It's not like, oh, I could just correct my work. You gotta deal with this newfound Ruiz who has time to prepare, who has confidence of a champion. So to me, that's a flawed logic. He keeps talking about what he could. That's already out the window. You lost to him. The performance was what it was, and you lost. He says, true, his logic is bad. Of course it's bad because, like I said, unless you have a time machine and then, you can actually change that fight, which you can't, then that's already out the window. You can learn from it, but you're dealing with a potentially different. Josh was saying it one-sided as if only he can improve. AJ a clown saying that shit. Now he lost. How convenient is that? Yeah, he's saying he wasn't motivated by Ruiz. You should be motivated. This is life or death. Or it could be a matter of life or death. Let me phrase it like that. It could be a matter of life or death. How are you not motivated by a heavyweight puncher who arguably his only loss shouldn't have been a loss to Joseph Parker? How does that not motivate you that this guy's trying to hurt you? All this sounds horrible. So again, I tell you, part of moving on is the ability to accept. If you can't accept defeat and accept your responsibility in it, it's going to be hard to move on completely. The bottom line is Ruiz is now confident. So all that's out the window. You got to deal with this new Ruiz. You got to deal with the confident Ruiz who knows he can hurt you. So it don't matter what he thought going into the fight. Oh, it meant everything for him. Yep, it meant everything, and he capitalized. Period. Like, that's like, let's say a rapper signing his first deal. Once that's already out the way and he already made $1 million and he's touring and getting the love from all the fans, and that's done. Now you got to deal with that new person that has all of the confidence. Damn, Shooter's just blocking anything. Oh, and then this is the other thing he keeps saying. He said he just came out to America and there was no reason for it. He's like, oh, it wasn't a mandatory. I wasn't told I had to come out here. I just did it. What is that? Who cares? I'm telling you, they're treating Joshua like a little kid, like a man-child. Like we're supposed to give Joshua cookies because he's doing what really is customary for boxers. Do you know how many times Kovalev or Usyk traveled to other people's backyard to fight them? Think of it. Kovalev fought B-Hop in New Jersey. B-Hop's from Philly, which is right next to Jersey, right? He fought Ward in the West Coast. Ward from Oakland. You know, he fought in Vegas twice. He fought Jean Pascal, who's now champion in Canada twice. Knocked out Pascal in Canada twice. He fought Nathan Cleverly in his backyard. Why would we give extra credit to Joshua for coming to America one time? You know, he's like, oh, yeah, nobody made me come here. I had nothing to gain by coming here. What are you talking about? So expanding your brand is nothing to gain? Joshua just said stuff, and I don't even understand it, really. See, that's what I'm saying. He says, yeah, AJ seems like he has some entitlement issues. Exactly. He sounds real entitled. You know, oh, I just came here. Nobody made me. Nobody cares about you. You signed up to fight here. Your initial opponent failed and couldn't complete a drug test. That fight got canceled. Your team chose to continue fighting in America, and then you signed on the dotted line along with Andy Ruiz. So you had to prepare for a new opponent. This happens all the time. Joshua's acting as if like he went above and beyond and did something that Tank Davis just did this year. He was supposed to fight Abner Matas at the StubHub. They already sold tickets. Abner Matas pulled out, with the eye injury. Then he fights Hugo Ruiz. He wasn't training for him. This just happened with Jamal Charlo. He wasn't training for him. This keeps happening. It's boxing. Joshua wants, brownie points for shit that everybody does. He's scared ego. A non-full camp fat Ruiz beat him down. I bet he pulls out if the fight gets made. Damn. Yeah, I like that word, entitlement. That's a great word. Yeah, he definitely seems entitled. He keep talking about Charles Martin and, oh, I only had 22 fights and I'm worried about undisputed. You're a unified champion. Why wouldn't you be worried about undisputed? You keep referencing the quantity of fights. Why do you care about that? No, listen. Do you understand? I don't even know off the top of my head. I don't even know how many fights certain people have, but I know who's good. I know who's good in every division. I don't know exactly. Inui, he got 15, 16 fights. I don't know the exact number. Inui's about to fight Nonito Donaire for all the marbles. I don't care about how many fights he has. Do you see what I'm saying? Ain't nobody care about how many fights Inui has. They just care that he's at the end of the finals of the World Boxing Super Series and he's about to fight a veteran with power coming off of a knockout in Nonito Donaire. Regis Prograis, off the top of my head, I don't know how many fights he has. Josh Taylor, I don't know how many fights he has, but I know they're both good. I don't know how many fights Jose Ramirez. Why does Joshua keep referencing his quantity of fights? Nobody cares. Jose Ramirez, Regis Prograis, Josh Taylor, and Adrian Broner are probably the best guys in that division right now at 140, and Mario Barrios, right? We just want to see them fight. Nobody cares how many. If they're the best, that's it. If they're the ranked best guys, they people want to see them fight. Joshua keeps saying, oh, I turned pro in 2008. I fought Klitschko when I was in my 15th fight. I fought Charles Martin here. Why do you keep doing this? Why do you keep telling us how many fights? I was trying to go after undisputed in my 22nd fight. You're supposed to. Why would you not want to go for undisputed when you got all the belts except for one? Again, entitlement issues. He making it sound like he's doing something like no one that's never been seen in boxing. You're supposed to try to rack up the belts and prove you're the best. That's what I'm saying. Mentally, Joshua doesn't sound put together like that. Because he keeps reveling and bragging about stuff. There's a Chris Rock joke. He was like, I love black people, but I hate niggas. And he's like, niggas brag about stupid shit they supposed to do. You know, Chris Rock was like, niggas be like, yeah, so what? I take care of my kids. Nigga, you supposed to take care of your kids. Bro, that's the old Chris Rock joke. He said, niggas brag about shit that they supposed to do. Man, I take care of my kid. You supposed to, you dumb, low expectation having motherfucker. That's Joshua. He bragging about taking care of his kids. Not literally, but in the Chris Rock joke sense. You know what I'm saying? You bragging about stuff like you supposed to do. You know, there's an old Mike Epps joke. He's like, man, I know niggas that went to prison. He said they go to prison and they start bragging about shit that they could do on the outside. And he said, my friend, he went to prison for 3 years. He said, hey, Mike. He said, I called him. And he was like, hey, Mike, you know, I'm up in this prison. I've been reading and working out. And Mike Epps was like, nigga, you know you could have did all that on the outside too, right? You know, it's an old Mike Epps joke. You bragging about being in prison, working out and reading. You could have done that, you know, with your freedom. That ain't nothing exclusive. You know, like you just came up by going to prison. Josh that's what it reminds me of Josh. He bragging about shit. Usyk, he don't care. He not referencing how many fights he had. He want to smoke. He trying to fight people at heavyweight. He trying to fight the best cruiserweights. Anui, he not like, oh, it's only my 15th fight. I got to fight Donaire. He not doing that, but Joshua is. Joshua, why should I fight Wilder and I only have 17 fights? That shows you he's not ready. He didn't want to fight Wilder, period. He said the jab will take you around the block. It would stop. Yeah. These old token, you know, cliche things he says. Bro, he's telling you, you got to be able to be smart enough to read between the lines. He's telling you he was not ready for Wilder. He would not constantly tell you about, or Tyson Fury. I don't think he was ready for him either. Because why do you keep telling when they turn pro versus you? Why does that matter? If you'll beat their ass now, then that's what it is. It don't matter when you turn pro. That's like Mike Alvarado fought Juan Manuel Marquez. Marquez had to be older. He was like 40 years old, 42 or some shit when he fought Mike Alvarado. You didn't hear Mike Alvarado say, oh, I was in the 3rd grade when Marquez he turned pro. You're relevant, sign the top rank, and in the division, and so is he. End of story. So you guys are fighting. You know what I'm saying? Anthony Joshua wants you to, like, be in awe about regular shit. You know, it's only my 22nd fight. That's what I said. It's like he has to. It's like Eddie Hearn and Barry Hearn. It's like they babied him, and now they've given him this baby game, and now he's like recycling it, and it sounds bad. It's like it really reminds me of like almost like a rich kid, and his parents said like, oh, my mom and dad said I can have extra, mashed potatoes if I want. And then the school's telling you, hey, we have to ration it out. We can't give you extra mashed potatoes. But at the end, if we have extra, come back and see us and we'll give you some extra mashed potatoes. No. My parents said, if I want extra mashed potatoes on my plate, you have to give it to me. That sense of entitlement. Like, bitch, go sit down. If we have extra mashed potatoes, come back and see us after we feed all the kids and it's fair, and then we'll give you some extra. This is a kid. My parents said I can have extras if I want. Like, that's what Joshua seems like. It seems like Barry Hearn sat him on the lap, or Eddie Hearn, and had told him a bedtime story and shit, and told him what the career game plan was and all this shit. And now he's just reciting it. And it sounds like a man-child. It sounds like a kid is saying this stuff. It sounds crazy to me. And I don't even know if he understands it. It really sounds like a kid is repeating this logic and stuff. Oh, I heard the crowd, so, I wanted to impress them. So first you say, bro, man, this is too easy for me. I'm telling you. First, he said there was no point to fight in America. There was no point or gain to fight in America. No point or gain to fight Andy Ruiz. But then later in the interview, he said, I told you I could have been a detective. Listen. Man, my allergies are killing me. I told you I'm allergic to this bullshit. He said there was no point or real gain by fighting in America or fighting Andy Ruiz. So basically he wasn't motivated, right? Then he said in the second round, he heard the crowd boo. And he decided to put on a show and, get aggressive or whatever in the following couple rounds. So you had no real gain and you were just in America, even though you didn't have to be. Then why are you trying to please the crowd? Bro, it doesn't even, this stuff doesn't make sense. You see, there's too many contradictions like this. It's far too easy. He making it like he was just in America and he had no reason to be there. Okay, if that's the case, then why are you trying to play into the crowd and listen to them? If you didn't want to be here and you weren't supposed to be there, then why are you fighting for the crowd as a gold medalist? These are Oscar, yes. He said, oh my God, some of you guys must have just joined it. One of his excuses was in the second round, he heard the crowd booing.
I'm ready to defend. Then it humbles the fight.
Bro, his corner's probably saying, like trying to apply some pressure or something like that.
Yeah. In the second round, I heard the crowd booing. You remember that?
Listen.
Yeah. In the second round, I heard the crowd booing. You remember that?
I don't remember that.
Someone told me there was a fight going on in the arena. That's why. Your debut in New York, the crowd's booing.
Hey, so and going back to the corner after the
He said it's my debut in New York and the crowd is booing.
second round, that's in your head. You're thinking,
He said see, the host is trying to help him. Bro, get this shit out of here. The host is, oh, okay, I get it. So that's in your head. So they trying to make excuses why he got knocked out and got hurt the first time.
Correct.
He just said correct.
Before,
Listen.
the crowd's booing.
hey, so and going back to the corner after the second round, that's in your head. You're thinking,
Correct. And especially the week before, Wilder knocked out Brazil in the first round. They'll fight 2 weeks after. So let's go and handle business. Do you know what I mean? If I don't want to let the people down, I could cruise this fight.
yeah.
6 rounds. The beef wasn't cooked yet.
He said he could, bro, he's making an excuse. He sounds deluded, dog. He said he could have cruised the fight with Ruiz. The beef wasn't cooked. The meat wasn't seasoned, but he heard the crowd booing. This sounds pathetic. I don't give a fuck. I don't care what nobody said. That sounds pathetic. You're listening to the crowd. And then you're saying, I heard the crowd was booing because there was a fight in the crowd. Why the fuck would a crowd boo when there's a fight in the crowd? I've been to fights where there's a fight in the crowd. Motherfuckers don't be booing. They be saying world star and taking out their cell phones. Why would they boo a fight people like that shit. They be like, ooh, get him, swing on the motherfuckers don't be booing. Bro, this sounds pathetic. That's just what it is. He said the crowd booing should motivate you. He said the crowd booing basically motivated him into getting knocked down and hurt because he said, let's put on a show. That's what he's claiming. Is like the crowd booing influenced him to get aggressive and get reckless or some shit. I don't know. That's horrible, bro. I never heard Floyd Mayweather. Mayweather always say the opposite. Oh, Conor McGregor, your trainer can't fight for you. The crowd can't fight for you. Floyd ain't never said, oh, the crowd can't fight for you. The crowd can boo and help you out. Motherfuckers don't care about that. It's like basketball. If Steph Curry's at the line and he gets 3 foul shots, and this will take the lead for the Warriors in a clutch playoff game, and they're in the Cavs hometown, and the crowd tries to boo to taunt him to hope he miss. He's zoned out trying to make his buckets. He's trying to hit his freeze. He's not worried about what the crowd is doing. That's elite level athleticism in athletes. You got to make your free throw shots. You ain't worried about the crowd saying, ah, and try to, wave things at you and shit. That's what you train for. That's what you practice for, to be able to tune that out. Joshua, the first athlete, especially in the heavyweight division, talking about. Now I can understand if it was the helicopter man, the parachute man, that came into the ring or some shit. Because that's obviously a distraction. But you worried about the crowd booing allegedly? Come on. He said the crowd booed, and he didn't want to let them down. So first, you didn't even want to come to America. No one made you. You know, you owe it to the British fans. Then you say you have 13,000 British fans in the crowd. Bro, this shit is just over. This shit is beyond sloppy. We can dice this up several ways. It's really a waste of time because y'all know they're not fucking with new media. You know, I thought they had pre-sale ticket records. I thought 13,000 Brits were in the crowd and everyone from the UK came. So why you say you had no motivation to fight Ruiz? Don't you have 13,000 of your people coming just to see you perform? It's all over the place. I told you, per usual. Everything that's being said is like so scatterbrained and all over the place. And see, this is the thing. People get mad at me. Well, how you gonna get mad at me? And you should be mad at the motherfuckers who was allowing this shit to come out. How you mad at me for dissecting what they're saying? Listen, anybody can write down quotes that I've said and then make a compilation video. I don't give a fuck. Cause I know my shit ain't gonna be all over the place like this. The only people who have something to hide would be the people who aren't being truthful. If you being truthful, I don't care. Someone could say, "Oh, Ego said this," and Ego said, "You're not gonna find these contradictions." I'm not saying I'm perfect, but you're not gonna find these striking contradictions that with everything I fucking say. I know that much. You got to be congruent. Is that simple? That's why why would anyone trust you if you're not congruent? If you had a friend and you say, "Hey, what'd you do last night?" And he's like, "Man, I was fucking this bitch." And then you talk to his sister and she's like, "Nah, it wasn't. He stayed at home all night. I was there and he was in his room." And then you find that out, then you're like, "This motherfucker a liar. He said he was fucking a bitch." I knew people like that. I swear. They would always talk about like conquest and pulling females and shit. And then, you know, they would even lie about like people, like mutual people, like we knew and say, "Oh, he like, man, she let me hit. I hit." And they'd be like, "For real?" He's like, "Yeah, this shit was good. She let me hit." And then I'd end up talking to the girl or some shit. And then she would tell me like, "Oh, your friend's weird." I'm like, "Who?" Or something, you know, something like that. And then we get to talking behind the scenes and shit. And she tell me that he never hit, you know. Not my friend, because I don't roll with people like that. But you know what I'm saying, like coworkers, acquaintances and shit like that. You know, I can't trust nobody like that. If you lie, if you say you smash, you know, you lying on your dick and shit and saying you smashed a chick and then we find out you was lying, that's not where they do that at. Oh, they mad, man. He said AJ gave him a chance. Leave Brittany alone. These dudes is crybabies in this comment section. He said AJ gave Ruiz a chance. Leave him. He said you all are Joshua haters. Whatever. If I spend hours on this net explaining, letting you hear, reading quotes, and then that's their rebuttal, I'm fine with that, because that you just know in your heart of all hearts they ain't fucking with new media. You know, I'm breaking this shit down to a science, to the molecule, and they say you guys are just AJ haters. Leave AJ alone. You know who won. If that's all you can say, you know who won. So man, this is just a bad look, bro. Then he going in on Lennox Lewis. This is just a bad look. And he's like damn near underestimating Andy Ruiz again based on what he's saying. He's not giving Andy Ruiz any props. He's just saying basically this was all. See, bro, I gotta stop because this is just it's a waste of time. I just thought of another contradiction. So, okay, listen, bro. I'm too thorough. I'm too thorough. It's just what it is. This is how you know when motherfuckers is lying, because it's just all over the place. Okay, so peep this. Anthony Joshua, people were saying he got, see, we don't forget over here. We don't forget what you said. That's what's fucking you up worse. That's why he waited to come out with this new shit, because he thinking motherfuckers gonna forget. But with new media around, we not forgetting. So just back me up on this. Ego's Army, back me up. Okay. After the fight, did people say, hey, there are rumors that Joshua was concussed before the fight? He was concussed in the fight. He got knocked out or knocked down or hurt in sparring bad by Joey DeVecco. His dad was mad, didn't want him to go out. He had a panic attack, right? These are the rumors that we heard. True or false? That's all you have to put. Hashtag true or hashtag false. Did we hear these types of rumors? You don't have to say if they're true. Did we hear rumors that Joshua was hurt, concussed, dropped in sparring? Joshua's dad was mad. He had a panic attack. These types of rumors. True or false? Okay, true, facts, true, right? To debunk those, Eddie Hearns and Joshua both vehemently, quickly got on the horn and did vlogs and interviews, and they denounced all of that. They said, oh, no, we had a perfect training camp. Joey DeVecco, you know, they didn't really say his name, but they just said nothing went wrong in training. It was a brilliant camp. It was just Andy Ruiz. He's, you know, he did his thing, and Andy Ruiz, he was the better man, and he was acting all humble, right? True or false? Joshua was seemingly humble, saying that nothing went wrong prior, no concussions, no physio, all this shit. It was just simply Andy Ruiz was the dude, and he got it done. True or false? I'm just giving you a chronological order. Okay, true. Now, a month, 2 months later or whatever, he's doing this now interview, and he's explaining his loss, and he's basically shitting on Ruiz and making it sound like it was all him. He's saying, oh, yeah, I didn't want to fight Andy Ruiz. I was thinking about Wilder. I heard the crowd booing. Won't, won't, won't. If you put me in a machine with Andy Ruiz, 9 out of 10 times, I'm going to whoop him. Oh, I'll whoop him in Mexico. You see, now he's switching all this shit. So when the people are like, you had black eyes, concussion, physio, Joey DeVecco, whoop, 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 you had to create damage control for those situations. So you tried to play the role of, I'm accepting this loss, and Andy Ruiz is just the better person. He's a good fighter, basically. Because you had to pacify people who were saying, this motherfucker got hurt by Joey DeVecco. He got hurt in sparring. He got concussed. He had a bad training camp. So you wanted to dead those rumors. So you said, oh, no, it was just Andy Ruiz. Listen, I've already told you, Andy Ruiz, it was his night. He just did his thing, blah, blah, blah. Now you shitting on Andy Ruiz, talking about you whoop him and you whoop him 9 out of 10 times. So which one is it? I thought Andy Ruiz was just that dude. See, so you can't be telling the truth in both these situations when you're saying opposite things. So all that shit was fake. You were giving this, people were gunning for answers with that Joey DeVecco situation. So you came out and said, oh, no, it was just Ruiz's night. He's the better man. You know, he did his thing and blah, blah, blah. Now, all of a sudden, you're back to how you really feel. And you're saying that, oh, you know, basically underestimating Andy Ruiz again and saying all these excuses on why you lost to him. This is sad, man. It's pathetic. It's really pathetic. And again, just take it, we'll break it down to one of the most simplistic points. Who loses in bad fashion at that and does a vlog style interview watching the fight and explaining to people why they lost? And then making excuses on top of that. I mean, Josh was doing, and then does a vlog before that by a window saying why he lost. This stuff is horrible, bro. There ain't no fighter doing this. When Keith Thurman lost to Pacquiao, we ain't even heard from him. I heard a couple interviews. Keith Thurman said he wanted a rematch. That's it. You don't see Keith Thurman vlogging and playing the flute and all this shit, saying why I lost to Pacquiao, and doing these long videos and watching them and making up all these excuses. So either way, Joshua is not, he's being disingenuous to me. You can believe whatever you want, because he tried to play this classy, I'm accepting of the loss, and Andy Ruiz is just a good fighter, and it was his night, and he tried to make it like he was just, oh, respect is Andy's night, and try to act like he was all respectful. But that was just an effort to cover up the Joey DeVecco questions and the bad sparring and did he have a concussion, you know, and these types of things. Now he's coming out and he's basically disrespecting Andy Ruiz again, saying, oh, I'll whoop him majority of the time, and I was fighting for the crowd and all this other stuff. That's a great shout out to Max. He said AJ's mind's always on his image instead of being a human. Exactly. And that's why people say he's a robot, not just for the way he fights and being kind of muscle bound and stiff, but I think it's his personality. He doesn't come across as being like, humans make mistakes. You know, we're not real robots. I fuck up. I mistake. I stutter. I, glob of spit and drool come out of my mouth when I'm talking. Who cares? Like Eminem said, I make mistakes, just keep it. No punches pulled, no punches, this weak shit, fake shit. Like, we make mistakes. But Joshua's trying to, like you said, protect his image and always look like he's on the clean side of things. And it's making him look real, someone said manufactured. That's a good word. Making him look real disingenuous, like he's not being truthful, And then he calling Lennox Lewis a clown. That's a legend, bro. And Lennox Lewis ain't even the craziest. He ain't even said the craziest of things. I agree with almost everything Lennox said about Joshua. So I guess we all clowns. I guess it's Barnum and Bailey, one big circus. Call me Pennywise. I guess we all clowns, because I think you should leave Rob McCracken. I think you should, it might be too late now, but I think there's other trainers out there that would give you more, that would benefit your style. Honestly, I'm picking Andy Ruiz. Joshua still has a shot just because it's heavyweight boxing, but I'm confidently picking Andy Ruiz in the rematch if it happens. Joshua, he would have to do a full life refresh and do a renovation and a purge. Fire hella people on his team, all the yes men, maybe your day ones, keep a couple of them that really fuck with you, hard body, pause. And get rid of a lot of the people on your team and just humble yourself 1,000%. You made a lot of money in the game, you got a gold medal, that stuff is great, but I can't believe in Joshua in this type of scenario or against a Deontay Wilder acting like this, because it's just not, it's unstable. This is unstable behavior. Ain't nobody switch up more than Eddie Hearn and AJ. I don't see, listen, I don't have no ties to anybody particularly where I have to say nice things, but Bob Arum is not necessarily the model of consistency. He always says perfect shit. Bob Arum don't ever get himself into any situation where he looks this bad. When have we ever seen Bob Arum look like that? And I don't agree with everything Arum says. I think Arum sometimes feeds the public what he wants, but he don't ever look like this. Mayweather Pacquiao situation. I knew he was lying about, they wanted to milk Pacquiao and shit, but it's not this bad. He's at least tactful. You get what I'm saying? He's either at least being cool or he's at least being tactful with the lies to a certain degree. You get what I'm saying? He's at least skillful with it. This is just insanity what Eddie Hearn and Joshua are running around and doing. It's just pure insanity. They're out here saying things and then changing things, and this is horrible. Eddie Hearn says Gerald Miller, nobody should ever work with him. He should be banned for life and kicked out of boxing and strict punishment. But then he allowed Dillian White to fight Oscar Rivas after failing a drug test. And then his claim to fame is, oh, he got cleared to fight. But that wasn't right. See, listen, Eddie Hearn, he's hurting his brand. He's hurting Joshua's brand because he's not seeming in my opinion, this is just my opinion, Eddie Hearn is not seeming ethical. especially recently. It's seeming like the almighty dollar will predicate how you treat people more so than anything else that kind of binds us together. Like, you, just to not spoil your event, you would rather not you would not rather have your event canceled and allow Dillian White to switch gloves, fail a drug test, and still fight Oscar Rivas, and then on top of that, not even tell them. Like, even if you told them and begged them to not pull out and say, hey, we'll give you some extra money, just please don't ruin the event, something like that, that wouldn't be as bad. But you just didn't tell them, and you're like, oh, hey, I'm not the commission. Come on. Like, you imagine if Andy Ruiz, hypothetical, Andy Ruiz failed a drug test, and then Joshua was put in there, and Ruiz knocked down Joshua, but then lost. And Eddie Hearn would be like, throw the book at him, because his cash cow would have been in jeopardy, because Dillian White got hurt in that fight with Rivas. So imagine if it was the other way around. Rivas failed a drug test and everybody hit it from come on. That is not acceptable anywhere. And then the same thing with this Joshua shit. You trying to really give this man $9 million? This is the type of shit. I love a good underdog story. I'm rooting for Andy Ruiz and PBC and Al Heyman in this instance, all the way, bro. Because I love a good underdog story, and I don't like how it's being presented and treated. You're really trying to give this man $9 million off of some shit he signed before he even beat Joshua? Really? It's just crazy. And see, listen, if you're from the hood, you're gonna know what I'm talking about. Joshua's personality, it seems conflicted. Gerald Miller was, in my opinion, that's my dude. Miller's my guy. He made a mistake that I haven't even seen him since then. But anyway, Block Abdul. Listen, Gerald Miller, I thought, crossed the line with some of the banter insulting Joshua. Like, I don't feel like you had to talk about his mom and shit like that. Say you're going to take her out and shit. So I thought that was a bit, that was OD, right? Plus, he put hands on Joshua. He pushed him hella hard, right? Notice how Joshua, the man that put hands on you and talked about your mom, you didn't even really seem as aggravated with him, but then you go off on Lennox Lewis and say he's a clown. That's weird to me. You go off on Dominic Breazeale when he's trash talking, but Wilder went to your backyard and called you a coward, and you didn't treat him the same. So to me, that's weird when that energy shifts like that. How come Gerald Miller talked about your mom and put hands on you, and you seem more aggravated with Lennox Lewis, and he's not even approaching you like that? Lennox Lewis ain't being wild disrespectful, talking about your mom and, pushing you and calling you out your name and stuff like that. Gerald Miller was. So to me, that's weird energy that you have more spite towards Lennox Lewis than Gerald Miller. You have more spite to Dominic Breazeale than Dillian White and Wilder, and Dillian White saying you're juicing, Gerald Miller saying you're juicing. Wilder just called you a coward, and he called you a Juicy J and shit. And Tyson Fury been going crazy, calling you a bum shit house, dosser, a big stiff idiot and robot. All these dudes is going crazy, and you mad at Lennox Lewis? That seems weird. That's like all these people my size, Wilder and all these other people are talking down on me, and then I confront the midget or the small person from Bad Santa. That's just weird. That's just a weird energy. Why would I out of all the people, and the small person from Bad Santa and Friday, he's not even being as aggressive and rude as the other people that are my size. That's just a weird energy. And like I said, if you're from the hood, you're going to understand what I'm talking about. That's just weird. Why would, out of all, you have you know how people say I have bigger fish to fry? Why would your bigger fish be Lennox Lewis as opposed to Tyson Fury, who's calling you a shithouse bum dosser, saying you're not good enough to, not even good enough to be my sparring partner? That's weird. That's weird. Tyson Fury's saying, wait, he said you suck and all. You know, he's saying way worse than Lennox Lewis, but you going making records on Lennox Lewis saying he a clown. Why not have that energy for Tyson Fury? Maybe it's because they're active fighters and you know that that could lead to something if you talk on Wilder. Lennox Lewis, he's like a retired. He's already done with his career. Keep this same energy, baby. That's my time. Holla at the boy, the Vampire Stream. Thank you guys for tuning in. Man, we've been catching bodies. New media.